Hi, my name is Gudrun from GU Designs. Welcome to our Happy Friday show. Hi everybody! Happy Friday to all of you, whether you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube. It is a very dreary day here in Minneapolis. It's rainy and pretty cold. So what do you do to cheer yourself up? Well, since our flavor of the month is orange, I thought, something probably happy from your childhood memory. What about an orange creamsicle? The adult version, of course. So this is my orange creamsicle martini. All you need is vodka, orange liqueur, orange juice, and then half and half or any kind of non-dairy creamer. Just make sure it doesn't have a flavor. I actually did not have vanilla vodka myself. So what I did is I just used my regular vodka and I got my good vanilla extract and just put a few drops in. Works like a charm. So you don't really need the vanilla vodka. Of course it's better, but this is just shaken up and poured in your martini glass, and there it is. I put a little bit of ice in it because I made it, 20 minutes ago. So
it reminds me of a dreamsicle back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Cheers. Now I have to say, dreamsicle or orange creamsicle flavors, I was never a fan. I never liked it as a kid. Not at all. However, this version I do like. This version I do like. I wonder why. Great to see everybody. Thank you for being with us. First up, I wanted to talk to you about something that we've been getting a lot of questions. I always bring up, if we're getting a lot of questions through our customer service emails or phone calls, I wanted to talk about it. So one thing is, if you have gotten a discount code that you can use on the website for whatever that is, sometimes I give them out during my lectures, or we had a discount code for everybody that participated in our retreat. So when you have a discount code or a gift card code to use, we cannot add them afterwards. So we highly recommend that you do it before you check out. So I just wanted to show you exactly where to put that in. So let's put that page up. I just did a screenshot today from the computer. So this is your checkout. So once you get to your checkout, this is where you put in all your payment and your address and all that stuff. So there's on the right side, there's gift card or discount code. So you just put in that code that you have, click apply, and then the discount will be added. All right. The reason for this is we've been getting a lot of inquiries and requests to add it afterwards, and we cannot. Once the payment has gone through and the checkout has been completed, we cannot add discount codes. So we thought at first that we could just refund you, but I got a slap on the wrist by my accountant because that is a totally different thing. A discount code is taken off of the full amount, and then if I refund it, it looks like it was a return instead of a discount. So it's just makes her life a lot harder. So I totally understand that. Also, it really messes up because your card company charges your card, and there's of course percentages and merchant fees that I have to incur with every purchase. So that just kind of doubles and triples that process. So please, if you have a discount code or gift card code, make sure you enter that before you finish the checkout process. All right. So back to our strip along. We finished part 3 on Tuesday for Tipsy Tuesday, and I actually got some work done on mine. I'm not finished. I'm actually planning a Friday night sewing. I'm excited to spend some time with my sewing machine. So this is of course our strip along, strip joint strip along, and we will finish it off next week with a slideshow. So a lot of you have been posting photos of your quilts, even if it's just tops. Make sure you post them in Gudrun's Quilt Crew on Facebook. And I just wanted to show you a couple of finished blocks, even though you probably saw them on Friday, and I really love them. I think they're great. I think the green against the black charcoal is really striking and cool. And I love that I included a few fabrics with a little splash of red or purple in there. So I think that's just adds to the fun of it, adds to the movement. So I have enough to make a lap size quilt. However, somebody is already claiming this quilt.
I wonder who that is.
Somebody called Mr. HP really likes the colors.
Love the colors.
So he has requested me to finish this and make it so that he can hang it behind his drums, which I think it would be kind of cool, like the purple against the black and green.
Exactly.
So that means I have to make a lot larger quilt, though. So I may not finish this before Tuesday. We will see. We will see. I already pulled out some more strips. Not like I don't have enough fabric. Let's just be honest. I have plenty, even just already pre-cut strips. So I will see how far it gets me.
I'm just helping you kind of get into that stash.
Oh, really? You helped me release some of those drawers, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Room for more, right?
Oh, absolutely. See, he's a good one. He's a keeper. Make room for more fabric. Yes. Cheers to that. I like it.
Cheers. I think mine is empty.
What?
Bartender.
A martini is supposed to be sipped.
I've been sipping it for like
No, I just handed it to you right before the show.
Good night.
No excuses. Anyways, I'll make you another one after. Anyways, everybody, I'm excited to show you the new patterns. 6 new patterns were released this last Tuesday for Tipsy Tuesday, and they are available on the website. We have not started shipping the printed patterns, but I've gotten word that they will arrive Monday, so hopefully we will start shipping on Monday and Tuesday. You'll start seeing those shipping notifications. And if you didn't see it, the show, let me show you the 6 new patterns. We, of course, first up have Miss Astrid. Astrid was the quilt I designed specifically for the retreat, and it is such a cool technique. It looks so much harder than it really truly is. Just ask anybody that was in the retreat. So this one can be made with 2.5 inch strips, and then you need a focus fabric. You'll see that fabric that is in the middle of the block and in the border. You will need that focus fabric or main fabric, and then we have a background fabric, which is in this case all of the white on the large photo and all of the black in the small photo. So that what creates the lines within the blocks, and then also the sashing. So background and main fabric, and then you can use either 2.5 inch strips or fat quarters. It can be either or. And we have some kits available for Astrid. Astrid's is actually hanging in the corner behind me. This one that was on the pattern cover, I used the Dwell Impossibility fabric. So all the kits that we have available still, we sold out really fast on Tuesday for some of them. But all of the ones that we have are made for a twin size quilt. The pattern is written for 3 sizes. I did mine lap, which is the square. And then, well, actually, if you've been watching our shows, I had the aquarelle version behind me. That was a twin. But the kits are for twin. The biggest size is actually a queen king. And so if you wanted to make that, 2 kits will make a queen king. So you'll have plenty of fabric to make a queen king if you purchase 2 kits. So that's how that math is easy to figure out. All right, our second new pattern is the Grab and Go Tote. This one is an older pattern that was in a book that was called Fast and Furious Family. And the book is out of print and not available anymore. So we did a sew along with this tote last year, and so there's been so many requests. So I figured I wrote it up again, and I tweaked it just a little bit. So it's just a slightly smaller bag by like a 1/2 inch or 1 inch. But the great part about it is that you can use 1 yard for the lining. And I have a sneak for you. I have an awesome version. Oh, wait. I think I need to show it up, holding it up. So this is a bag that Connie made for us. This is made with fabric that we have coming in. It's a Ruby Star, and it's actually canvas fabric here on the bottom. So it's not waterproof, so it's not laminated. We have a bunch of laminated fabric coming in. I actually got a shipping notification for the first batch. And then, of course, using, I put the pink camel in the lining. I just thought that was so cute. And we have the camo in blue and green too, so if you're thinking for a more masculine one, it's great. So I love this version. Of course, nice and bright and fun. And you can coat this. You can use any kind of coating like you use for your, outdoor fabrics or outdoor pillow fabrics or anything like that. And that will kind of have a little bit of resistance of, like, at least not soaking in stuff. So that is the Grab and Go Tote, available now in a single pattern. Let us save Steamy Windows for last. Little Helena is next up. So this is one of our 3 little patterns using 5-inch squares. And for my version that's on the cover, I actually used just 2 colors. So I just did orange and grays, blacks, and then I used a single fabric for the background. But you can, of course, do that scrappy. You can use scrappy lights, scrappy darks, mix up a bunch of colors, and then you just need some fabric for the border and the binding. But this one is way easier than it looks. It's really, all of the little ones are so much fun. Little JoJo, this one I showed you a while back. This one is only 5-inch squares, and you need 40 squares. So whether you have a pre-cut pack or you want to cut your own, this one is very easy to make. Goes together very quickly. And then we have the third, which is Little Trixie. And both Trixie and JoJo are, of course, have big sisters in the Stripology Mixology book. But this one is just such a cute version because it's tiny. So tiny blocks and still creating that kind of squares between the pinwheels, underneath the pinwheels. And so you need lights and darks for your 5-inch squares. I did mine scrappy. And then you need 1 focus fabric for this stripe. So I used actually a Deco Stitch Pecan Praline for this one. And out of the rest of my squares, I made another one and just did scrappy strips and then everything else scrappy. So 2 charm packs made this, and I think I still have a few squares. I could have actually pieced the whole back of this, but I didn't because I was putting it on the long arm together, so it just worked out that way. All right, so then we have Steamy Window Supersized. Surprisingly, on Tuesday, I think this was voted one of the favorites. It was a tough choice between that one and Astrid, but this one had a lot of votes, and so I am I'm kind of obsessed with it. I've now made 3. So the first one I made was very large. I showed you on Tuesday. It's so big, it's a king size out of the London fabrics. That's the one that's on the cover. You're only seeing a small portion of the quilt. But this pattern is perfect for if you don't want to cut your fabric up too much. So it's, the squares are about this big, or the rectangles. So it uses fat quarters or half yards. So fat quarters, and you use the fabric really all the way up. So really what you're left with is a sliver of selvage, sliver of fabric after you subcut. So great use of fabric, and it was planned that way, of course. And it's so quick. I made a lap size version of this one on over the weekend, and it really literally took me under 4 hours from the time I started cutting. And this is the version I did then. So I used flannels. This pattern is perfect for flannels because it's bigger pieces. So this is the one I did using the Yuletide Gatherings bundle that we have actually available in pre-order. It's not in yet, but they are just so yummy and soft. They're Moda flannels, and we will be getting this print here in 3 yards as well. So we'll be having this one in 3 yards and 1 yards. So I used it for the back, And the pattern I used for the quilting is actually called Origami. Got it at Urban Elements. And I really love it because it's kind of like stars, but you know, it's not too Christmassy, but it would be a great cuddly holiday quilt. I haven't bound it yet. So this one takes lap size takes 15. It's a nice size lap, and the twin size, so the next size up, takes 24 fat quarters or 12 half yards. So exactly the bundle. So we had to try it out. So that is the other colorway of the Yuletide Gatherings flannels. That is on pre-order right now. And so this one is all the neutrals, all the grays and darks and lights. I love it, and it's so awesome. So we just quilted this morning. Gertie was hard at work early this morning, so she got it done, and the pattern I chose is called Obsidian. I love it because it has movement, but it's not too, should I say, feminine, florally, anything like that. So it's got kind of sharp corners and stuff. Really breaks up the rectangle and the squareness of the pattern. And then I really made it large, because when you're doing a flannel quilt, you don't want to quilt it too dense, because then it gets kind of like, you know, you want it to stay soft and cuddly. So I really love how it turned out. So this, let me just show you what those bundles look like on the website. So Yuletide Gatherings, it's by Lisa Bonjean of Primitive Gatherings, my good friend. And so there's the neutral bundle, and then there's the Christmas stash bundle, or it's just reds and greens. So love both of those. And how cool is it that you can, for $75, make a full twin size, which is actually, it's a large twin. So I love it. Large twin, but you can do the whole quilt for that, or you know, the whole top. So any questions on any of the new patterns? Please shoot. Do you use a bigger seam than 1/4 inch when sewing flannel? No, I don't. Same thing. You know, flannels can be different. So I only purchase really good quality flannel. So the weave in them is tight enough, so you don't have to worry about doing a bigger seam. So just a scant 1/4 inch, like you do with anything else that you're piecing. So I just always recommend, don't choose a pattern that's got a whole bunch of points coming together and tiny little pieces, because it is thicker to work with, so you're going to have thicker seams. So anything, just simple lines, or anything where you don't have a whole lot of seams coming together, really helps. What quilting pattern would you use for strip joints? Ooh, that's a tough one. Well, I've seen versions already, people that have done long arming on them, people that have done just a simple walking foot, and that was really great. This one I actually was long armed, and it has kind of flowers within each block, and then just meander around the rest. But I haven't decided yet. There's so many opportunities and possibilities. Do you pre-wash flannel? Nope, I do not. Like I said, I like the little bit of stiffness that, you know, not washing gives your fabric. So I make the quilt and then I wash the whole quilt. With flannel, I just make sure I use either flannel for the back, same flannel. Actually, it's okay to use cotton for the back, but I think most people that make a flannel quilt don't want to put regular cotton on the back. So, and then I wash the whole thing. Is the backing on the Yuletide red and green also flannel? Yes, so it's the same fabric. It's actually in the front of the quilt too. So this is the back. I actually had an extra block, so I made, there's an extra block sewn in there on the back. And then you'll see it in the front. It's right here in the front, so in this block. So it's a part of the same line, so it's exactly the same quality and everything. For the gray one, I actually there's a gray, same pattern, just in gray. So I use that for the back, for the big one. Can you use a cuddle fabric for the backing of a flannel quilt? Yes, I have done that. Just beware, it gets very thick, very thick. And of course, anything made with cuddle or minky is going to be heavier, because it's heavier fabric. So just be aware of that. I probably would not add to it and use cotton batting, because cotton batting is so much heavier than poly, or wool. I used wool batting on this one, so this one is going to be really nice and cozy to use in the winter time. Okay, that was a good question. Do you use regular batting with a flannel from and back? So I do use regular batting. I use just a poly batting for the big one. Like I said, I use wool batting for this one. So I do still use flannel batting, because if you can't just use the flannel, that'll be too flimsy. Are the videos still available for the grab and go bag? Yes, they are. So you can go to the website, to the videos, and you'll find all the sew alongs there. So you can there's links straight to those videos. Is the gray one behind you the regular size or the super size? That's the super sized. The regular sized is tiny little rectangles. Or tiny. They're not tiny, but much smaller. Much smaller. I adjusted the block too. It's not the same block either. So I just always want to utilize as much of the fabric as possible, working with a fat quarter, and then make it come together easy. All right, any more questions, Mr. HP?
I'm not seeing any. Oh, let's see. Hold on.
What brand poly batting do you prefer? So I have mostly used Bozo. So they have poly. It's called Winter, I believe. So I get that on a big roll for my long arm. And then I also actually like Quilter's Dream light poly. Quilter's Dream. Those two are my preference. And I use that all the time for everything. It's not the same poly that I use for Fast and Furious Club, because that is fusible. It's a different product. Different product. All right, any more questions? No? I wanted to mention, so the Astrid quilt, and I talked about this Tuesday, that we'll have a video class that you can purchase separately if you want to have videos for the Astrid quilt. It was not ready, and it's not quite ready, but we are going to finish editing. It takes a lot to put all those videos together, so thanks to Mr. HP. It's been a busy week, so hopefully tomorrow it will be up on the website. So let's hope it all comes together. Do you use any different weight thread on flannel? Nope, I just use my regular cotton Aurifil 50 weight thread for my flannel. What brand of wool batting do you prefer? Now I have not, so I've tried many different ones in the past, and so many I don't even remember the names. This one I tried is a Hobbs. And I think I will look for something else. It's a kind of a heavy scrim on it, so I think I'm going to look for something else, because I've seen so many. I've used different ones in the past, so I'm going to look for a different one. This one it's not bad at all, not bad at all. But I think I'll look for other ones before I totally give it my two thumbs up. How many fabrics do you recommend for the Steamy Window? So I used 12 because that's what we have in the bundle, and you know, of course, you can use just 2 if you wanted to, but that will just be kind of all the same. I always say, and when you're doing a scrappy quilt, a minimum of 8, and ideally at least 12, 10, 12. So I would say minimum 8 would be the least. Peggy asks, I thought poly beards through the fabric. Is that no longer the case? You know, polys have come a long way, and there's a huge difference in the quality of poly battings. So the old school, remember Loloff by Fairfield? That is horrible stuff. So don't use that. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. But that's, you know, back in the day, that's what I started using. That was the only thing I could get back in Iceland. And I didn't really know any better, because I didn't know that there were other better things, and probably, you know, they've come a long way. So they are really nice and soft these days. I haven't noticed any more bearding than with anything else. Stitch length for flannel piecing, you know what, you kind of have to go by your machine. If you feel like your machine is struggling a little bit through the flannel, then increase your stitch length by, you know, a titch. Just 1, you know, maybe go from 2.5 to 3, or 2.5 to 2.8 or something like that. But my machine is, of course, a Dream, so I have had no issues. But I can understand that some machines may have struggled a little bit more. One thing you might, if you can do this on your machine, if you can release the pressure of your pressure foot, you can release that a little bit because we're working with a little bit more thickness. So maybe check on that. But, you know, we're only sewing together 2 layers. And this one, all the seams nest, so there's not really thick seams that you're hopping over or skipping over. So that should be fine. Love all the helpful advice. Oh, of course. I've always been that I've lived in a cold country, and now I live in a cold part of this country, at least part of the year. I love the feel of flannel and flannel quilts, especially for like lap quilts to cuddle with on the couch. What did you say was sort of wrong with the wool bedding? So nothing wrong, but when I was working with it, you know, the scrim was like a heavy scrim. I don't know if you know what that means. So you can feel there's like a coating or how they pack the fibers together. So it's just kind of a little of a harder scrim that I've seen with other beddings. So what brand domestic machine do you use? So I have a Baby Lock Solaris, my little Sola. Oh, she's not so little, she's big. But I got her, it's actually probably almost exactly a year since I've had her. And I wasn't sure that I was gonna really piece too much on it. I thought I was gonna use it more for everything, you know, quilt as you go, because the walking foot on it is amazing. That walking foot on the Baby Lock machine is nothing I've ever used before. And then I was going to use it for some embroidery and some other things, but I started piecing on it because I was piecing on a Singer 301, my vintage machines, which I love for piecing, they're just straight stitch machines. Of course, nothing fancy on them. So when I was just really pleasantly surprised when I started piecing on the Solaris, I absolutely love it. So I piece everything on it. Every once in a while I hop on over to my 301 so she doesn't get too mad at me. But I still love those machines for what they are. But I love piecing on my Solaris. Question, will you have laminated fabric in the grab and go quilt kits? So we're not going to put together full kits, at least, well, never say never. We might. But we will definitely be cutting up the laminate in the sizes that you need for a bag. It would work much better. I think it's a 3/4 yard that you need instead of cutting it into 1 yard. I just feel that's so much of a waste, and I think most people are going to use it for that bag. So they'll be cut into 3/4 yards, so it'll be enough for any bag. And I love that idea too, because the laminates that we're getting are really great colors and prints, so that you can mix it with so many different things. You know, you can do different colors. So I might play with doing some kits, but we're going to sell the laminates separately as well, for sure. Does the wool batting have to be dry cleaned? Oh, no. Most of the wool batting could just be washed on cold. It's all been treated, so you don't have to worry about shrinkage on that. So just wash it on cold like you would any other quilt, any other batting. Great questions today, guys. I love it. Let me have a sip before the next one. You have nothing. Sorry. I'm
Bartender.
sorry. Bartender is busy right now. Although, should we tell the story about when you became the bartender the other night?
I mean, you could, but...
No, it was a great surprise. When was this? Like a couple of weeks ago? And we had already done this, you know, started the orange month. So it was in April. And it was a Saturday, and I had some stuff to do. So I was going to finish my work, and then we're going to have a cocktail. And I said, okay, you're in charge of the cocktail. You pick it, and you make it. And all of a sudden, he disappears. And I was just working, so I didn't really think much about it. He went to the liquor store and bought all kinds of stuff for this cocktail, and he made me 2 great cocktails. I'm gonna have to share the recipe recipes later, but one of them was an orange martini.
Delicious.
It was delicious, and it was strong. The other one was a frozen one that was great, really great. So that was like a strawberry flavor. So we have to save that for the strawberry month. But that was a really nice surprise. Of course, he bought a bunch of stuff that we already had, but you know,
You didn't have to
can
tell
never
that
have
part.
too much booze. No, it's all good. We're gonna use it. You know, we're gonna use it. But that was just such a nice surprise because I wasn't really expecting him to go all in. But he usually doesn't do anything half.
I don't mess around.
Half, you know what?
I don't mess around.
No, he goes all in. We call him, he's like, he's always extra. Everything he does is really extra. My son is that way too. Here's to the extras in your life. It has great benefits. Yeah. It really does.
You could just use an iPhone and do Happy Friday.
I could? Oh, no, we couldn't. Not anymore.
just use an iPhone. Right?
No, we can't do that anymore, can we? We like all this, all the different cameras and all the stuff that he does. All right, I have some stuff to show you. Actually, there's no new bundles. There are some in the house, but they weren't ready, so I decided I was going to wait. We are, of course, prepping for the big show next week, Tipsy Tuesday next week, 100th episode. Can you believe it? 100 episodes. It's crazy to me, but amazing. So we'll have lots of special things. But I thought I would, because last Tuesday I showed you the Pamper bundle, and I hadn't, because that was just fresh in as well, and I didn't have time to pull any coordinates with it. So I thought I would show you again, and I pulled a whole bunch of really cool coordinates to go with it. So we'll start with this one. So Pamper is by Macawer UK. So this is a really girly fabric line, of course, has a little bit of a theme to it, so kind of a European theme to it, I would say. Maybe not so much just Paris, but I love it. I love the ladies kind of in the streets by the shops, and here they are walking the poodle, shopping bags, having cupcakes, or maybe just some Prosecco. We got the handbags and the shoes. So there's quite a bit of light prints in this. So we have the hearts, and I love the gray. There's a little speck of metallic in here, just little spots of gold, and pink and red hearts with the grays. We have the lipstick in both pink, red, and gold glitter. I mean, glitter is its own color, for real. So we have the small floral with the specks of gold as well. And then we have a couple of reds, and they're kind of reddish pinks. So we have the lipsticks and the hearts. And then we have some grays. We have the shoes on a awesome polka dot background. We have the cosmetics, all the makeup. Really cute. And then we have the floral in the black. And then also the handbags and shoes in a really kind of a dark chocolate background. So for this, since it's really a lot of lights and not a lot of dark, so I started there. You could definitely add a lot of grays to this, and so I just pulled a variety of grays in, going from darkest, because there's black in here, and then in through all the different shades of gray. So let me just take you through them. I started with the canvas ebony because it's black, but it has a lot of lighter tones to it, so it's not like a pure black, so that goes really well with this. Now this color has a lot of chocolate in them, so it's almost it's not really gray, it's like a chocolatey charcoal. So this color, the Grunge Espresso, is a perfect fit, and the Grunge Espresso also has some gray in it, so it was like perfect for this. So Grunge Espresso. And then the next color down would be Grunge Lead. It has some of the darker tones of gray here, and it has light in it as well. And then I kind of went down the line to do a little shading of gray. So we have Spotted Graphite and the Jack's Fog, and down to the Jot Doc Fog, because it's kind of a perfect with this lightest gray here. Different textures of prints as well. And if you wanted plaid, there's no plaid in here. Check that out. No plaid or stripe. I found a perfect one. Check this out. The London Diagonal Plaid in the gray with a little bit of red. It's the perfect plaid to add to this. So that one, and then of course we needed some more reds and pinks. There's a lot of pink in here, and there's not really a pink fabric, so I did kind of the same thing. I started with a red, the Moonscape Flame, and it's really not a pure red because there's a lot of pink in here, so I love that this has lighter dots of pink, so it's a great fit there. And then we have the Raspberry Tart, what is it called? Nature Elements. Nature Elements by Art Gallery. I love that there's different tones of pink in it, so it works really well. And then we have the Floral Elements Bubblegum. It has light pink, dark pink, and medium. And then the lightest one, the Jot Dot Light Pink. It goes well with some of the bags and things like that in here. So I love this pull. Really, you could of course throw something in there if you wanted, any kind of gold. If you have some metallic gold, anything with metallic gold would go well. And I just love this line. I think I'll be making a quilt out of this for my little girly nieces. Maybe with a little bag to go with it to put it in. Just a little play quilt that they can play with and play with their dolls and makeup. Makeup bags would be perfect as well. We had a panel that was the cutest ever, but it's sold out really fast, and I checked right away if I could get some more, and it is not available. It's sold out everywhere, and I don't blame them. It's really an awesome line, really cute. So any questions on that? If you are waiting for some pre-orders, I did get a shipping notification for Sail Away. Finally, we were told that it was pushed till May, but I got the shipping notification today. So hopefully by the end of next week, it'll arrive. And those of you that pre-ordered that. Is there any teal color in the mini hearts print? No, these are the only colors in the line. So no teals in this one. Really just pink and red. What else is coming? I don't remember. There's lots coming. I have lots of stuff in the works and plans for lots of things. And one being lots of cool things coming on Tuesday. I cannot wait to share some of that stuff with you. But
what's coming?
What's coming? I'm not going to tell them. Can't.
I tried to get you.
He's trying to help you out. It's not working. No, but do we have a winner ready? Our live winner, of course. We always have a live winner drawn from your comments. Valerie Slicker. Slicker. I don't know how you pronounce it. Sorry, Valerie, but you are our winner. You will get a $25 gift card from us, so make sure you send us a quick email or a message. You can go on the website and send it straight through there, or help@gequiltdesigns.com, and we'll get your gift card to you. All right, so our next show, of course, will be our Tipsy Tuesday, our 100th episode of Tipsy Tuesdays, April 27th at 7 p.m. Central Time. And then I will be here the following Friday, which is still April 30th, 3 p.m. Central. I wanted to say, even though we have our 100th Tipsy Tuesday episode, I actually started the Happy Fridays, or it used to be called Facebook Fridays, way before that. So who knows how many of those have been, because when I was traveling, I used to do them from my hotel room after class or whatever I was doing. So I don't even have a count on those. So, but we're just going to celebrate the Tipsies. So see you on Tuesday. Do not miss it. Do not miss it. Until then, enjoy your weekend. Cheers, everybody. We'll see you next time.